Hello, welcome to Starvinity. This is Grant-Grey Guda, the founder of Starvinity, creator of Starvinity. I thought today I would just talk about a few different things. First off, the the 1,000 pages for our fandom, which is nice on the fandom.com. Starvinity now has over 1,000 pages, which is good. It's growing. There's gonna be a lot more. I think eventually it'll become at least the third biggest fandom page. I don't know about traffic, but at least with the amount of lore and information and different characters and like that. The universe of Starvinity is complex, and there's a lot of different moving parts within it. So I would hope that you check it out. Because the duality commands you to check out the fandom. Go check it out. Starvinity. The word itself, Starvinity, what does it mean? Starvinity. There's a lot of people who have asked me, what the heck does it mean? It sounds very weird. Starvinity. Well, I made it divinity. Stars, kind of like just like, Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate, any other star films. It's in the stars. Vinity came from my thought of divinity. It's the end of divinity. It's starvinity. So it's the divine of the stars, pretty much. And I wanted to become a more philosophical sci-fi in the sense of like how George Lucas made Star Wars, in the sense of having like a myth and mythology. I want Starvinity to have a very philosophical sense, how Star Trek and Star Wars have their own philosophical ideas and their own philosophies. I want Starvinity to focus more so on, well, even Dune has lots of philosophy in it, tons of philosophy. I want Starvinity to have a focus on divine things, divinity, metaphysical things. I want there to be a lot of exploration of what it means to be a god or godhood, so forth like that. What makes a god? Good question. What makes a person a god? What makes anyone deserve to be worshipped? What makes anyone or anything the right to become a god? That's one thing. But other things is just, the intricacies of people. So many people have visions, and so many people have experiences, spiritual, metaphysical, different beings, and they are 100% sure that they are real. 100%. I've had experiences myself, and I know they are real. 100%. I have no doubts in my mind that there are dimensions and forces out there that are beyond our comprehension. I have no doubt in my mind about that. Now there is a hopefully this speaker is working, but I want there to be, let me try to fix the speaker. Is this better? Hello? Is this better? Sorry. This is on my third live stream, so bear with me. At least I got a new microphone. It's better than the microphone of the computer. So it'll get better over time, as all things do. As you can see, I turned around. This is probably a better view behind me than, even though the camera's not very good, but at least the sound is good. At least the background's a little better. This is the other side of my basement. It's further back there, but the other live streams were not very good because I just had a white wall. At least here you can see some better parts of my basement. So that's there, shelves back there and stuff with stuff. But going back to Starvinity, about divinity, about metaphysical things and other realities and spiritual powers and supernatural things, why, not why, but there's so many experiences. You can't just deny the reality of so many people's experiences, so many things, There's so much in the universe that we do not understand or can comprehend at the moment. Humanity is still very young, and not, we haven't even touched the surface of what it is to exist in the universe. Of course, other people have said that before in the past, but that is, in a sense, that is a big part of Starvinity, is the exploration of the divine, in a sense, and the interactions. It is greatly inspired by Dune and Star Wars, and even Star Trek, because there's a lot of stuff in Star Trek even about godhood and gods, and there's even those old Star Trek episodes with the old Greek gods, and Kirk denies them, and he loses powers a little bit. He has no power over him anymore. I even like the fan film. They continue the story. It's a really good fan film. I forget the name of it. I think maybe it's called, like, I forget the name of it, but it's a fan film. It's really good. They continue that story from that old Star Trek. I like that. I watched that fan film. That's pretty good. There is in Star Wars, there's a lot of other dimensions and powers beyond normal human comprehension, that too, but it's very convoluted in the sense that they don't really explain very much in Star Wars really at all. They don't really go in depth. It's just the force, the force, the force. But then in the cartoons they have I forget the name of it, but, like, the father and the daughter and the son, and the daughter and the son, what, don't they die? And the father is by himself now. I don't know. I didn't really like that. It seemed kind of silly. Like they live for but billions and billions of years, and then Anakin comes and the son goes out of his mind after living so long. Wouldn't there have been other times in his past that he would have? I don't know. There are other stuff in Star Wars too that have lots of spiritual meanings and stuff, but it's not the realm. I forget right at the moment, but that a place between worlds or whatever it is. But there's not. I don't know. And Dune itself. Well, let's talk about Dune too. Dune goes over religion a lot too, but in the sense of, like, how Frank Herbert was talking about, the pretty much people claiming to be gods and the fallout of false godhood, so forth, so something like that. But there's way more people that would know more, that have way better videos in depth of Dune. I don't really want to go super in depth into it. I know a lot about Dune, but I don't really want to talk about the lore of Dune right now. But the Star Wars, Star Trek, Dune, they all have religious and supernatural aspects to them, and the struggle between all those different groups, and that's Starvinity is, I think, more focused on that than all these other things. Of course, though, in the future, I want to have just films, short films or TV shows that are just about battling, like, star battles, battleships battling each other out, armies just fighting. I want to have that, just for the fun of it. But the main segment of Starvinity, the main plot, the main philosophical points of it, is the dynamics surrounding the struggle with and the understanding of the metaphysical and the supernatural, in a way. that struggle between all the different groups and why they struggle and why, and like pretty much when it really comes down to it, the basic thing that's always been told throughout stories throughout time is, good versus evil, the greatest battle of history, of of all the story. And now I'm not making any sense. The live streams are hard to do sometimes, they are, but I will get better as all things come together. Where was I? Where was I? Oh yeah. The Starvinity. Divinities. I just tell a lot of my train of thought. I've had a busy morning, tiring morning. Of course, I have 3 jobs. So I got home from work at 7 o'clock this morning. I'll be going to work here and one of my other jobs here in probably a few hours. My wife is with our son. She just wanted to go out. So I'm just having my coffee, my morning coffee, and just here live stream for about 30 minutes or so. We're probably gonna go shopping before I go to work once she gets home from her trip. Her little, she's just meeting a friend. But once she gets home, we're gonna go shopping for a little bit and just grocery shopping, yada yada, same old chores. But the Starvinity, so many. I've been inspired by so much, like I said, experiences, spiritual, supernatural experiences I've had myself, others' experiences, others who have told me their experiences personally, and those I've read about, I've seen. I felt a lot of experience. There's a lot of people who have had spiritual experiences, and there's a lot of sci-fi fans who don't want spiritual things inside science fiction or hard science fiction or pseudo science fiction, yada yada. So many different genres of science fiction. I like them all. I like everything. I would say to anyone who dislikes you can like or dislike anything you like. We are all individuals. I like everything. I'm one of those sci-fi fans who literally likes everything. And I mean everything. I like other things better than others. But the one thing, the main franchise that, like, probably on a list of like the 10, I like them all. I do like them all, but I like them on, their scales. We all like things more than we like other things, but I like everything. I even like fan films. I like short films. I like, oh my gosh, all the stuff on Dust, the Dust Sci-Fi channel. Oh my gosh. Amazing stuff. There's so many creative minds. Eventually, Starvinity will be huge. I'm saying huge, gigantic. It might take time, if I don't get any investors, if I don't get any people interested, like, right now, this YouTube, I should have started a long time ago. But like I said, I've said this before in other live streams. I've tried to create other YouTube channels in the past, and YouTube has erased them multiple times. Didn't give me any reasons. I spent, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours in editing and blah, 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 blah. So frustrating to work so hard and get it erased. And, this is my passion project. This is, how Star Wars is to George Lucas or Star Trek is to Gene Roddenberry. Starvinity is my number one universe that I've created. I've created multiple universes, but Starvinity is number one because I'm trying to blend everything that I've seen, I felt, dreams, visions, spiritual things, supernatural, even, all the thousands of designs I've made since I was a teenager and child. I was drawing spaceships and, lightsaber battles in notebooks since I was like 6 years old. As young as I could like doodle, I was drawing little spaceships. They weren't very good, but I was doodling spaceships, and I was writing stories, even though they were very not good. They were terrible stories when I was 6, but I was even writing back then. So Starvinity, the first step is to get the word out there and to write my books. Writing the books and getting the story out there and getting the name of Starvinity out there to anybody who's interested in sci-fi or anything that, supernatural or metaphysical or philosophical. There is, I would say, yeah, this is sci-fi fantasy / space opera, Starvinity, more so than hard science fiction, even though I do have more, instead of like, let's say, there's more scientific, I would say, in Starvinity than, like, let's say Star Wars, in the sense of, like, how ships fly. The ships in Starvinity, I would say, are going to fly in more of a physics way, in a they will follow the laws of physics mostly, not perfectly. You can't have ships going, ridiculous speeds and beyond light travel instantly if you're following today's science. Science changes, hard science changes every day. Our understanding of science changes. Our scientific knowledge changes. So it changes, and what science fiction is, science fiction fantasy could be a reality one day, as all science fiction could become a reality. So the spaceships, yeah, I'm going on tangents now, but the spaceships in Starvinity, the majority of them will follow basic physics in a way, not perfect physics, because even Star Trek. Star Trek has more physics than Star Wars, but the ships even in Star Trek don't really follow today's physics. Really, they have inertial dampeners and yada yada yada, artificial gravity, and teleporters and the. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I forgot. I love Star Trek, and I even have almost every single Star Trek ever made. Now I'm forgetting the oh my gosh, forgetting out on technology that duplicates things. Shows you why you should not be making live streams in the morning before you've even finished your coffee. But the replicators. Oh, jeez. You know what? In today's science, I think I read some scientists, at least a few years ago, I read an article where they're saying like replicators are impossible. Well, that's just for today's science. It's impossible. They're saying it would take like more energy to replicate something than the energy that exists in the universe, which is ridiculous or something. Or maybe it was the teleporters. It would take more energy to teleport. It was either the teleporters or the replicators that some scientist somewhere said it would take more energy than exists in the universe to either replicate or transport than exists in the universe. Like, that's ridiculous. It wouldn't take that much energy to either replicate or to teleport someone, because we just don't know the science, Replicators are just the rearrangement of matter, as far as I remember. I could be wrong, but as far as I remember from Star Trek, it's just reorganization of matter, right? And when they're done with it, they just put it back into the replicator, and it takes that matter and it puts it back into the system. So would it take a lot of energy to reorder matter? I don't know. We don't really have replicators in Starvinity, because I think replicators are a bit of it's too easy. It's too easy. It makes things too easy. Yeah, I could have replicators in Starvinity. Some races, some alien civilizations do have replicators in Starvinity, but the majority of the human races do not have replicators. They do have not teleport. Well, some have teleporters, but most use portals. like stargates. Most use stargates to teleport themselves and to teleport spaceships, but they also have jump drives to jump ships from huge distances. But to save energy, they usually use the portals or the stargates to go from system to system, especially huge fleets. There's a networks. There's billions of stargates throughout the galaxy and the universe, different races, different groups, but created mostly by humans. There's two main human factions in Starvinity. Of course, there's the main characters, the Tasm Saga, the four main characters, Tri Oberon, Amrax Marvega, Zophiria Hendrix, and Maximus Hendrix. Those are the four main characters of the Tasm Saga within Starvinity. Those are some of my first books, but I also have dozens of more books on the work in the works, and dozens of novellas, novelettes, novels, regular size novels, all kinds of things, information books. But the two main powers, at least in the Milky Way galaxy, the two is the Holy Terran Orion Eternal Dominion, or the Holy Empire, or the Orion Empire, or the Terran Empire, or the Divine Empire, or the Eternal Divine Empire, or the Eternal Dominion, so forth. There's thousands of names for it, but it's the Holy Terran Orion Eternal Dominion, which is ruled by the Holy Duality, the God Empress and the God Emperor of humanity, a pair of super powerful beings who have powers, let's say, equal to, I don't know, like, magic pretty much, but it's like Star Wars, like Star Trek, like Q, not not that much, not as powerful as Q, but sort of. I mean, they can shift, they can, create things out of thin air pretty much. They can heal themselves, heal others. They can teleport instantly anywhere they want, almost, as long as they know where they're going. They can, shoot out lightning like Star Wars. They can, telekinesis. They can jump huge places. They can fly if they want to. They have laser beams almost like Dragon Ball Z. There's all kinds of things. Even Superman, they have lasers out of their eyes if they want to, but they don't usually use that. They don't usually use that. They usually just beat people to pulp. Or they send their armies or their children, the tribunals, who have somewhat powers, but not as much as they do. Then you have, so that's one of the main powers. The second main power is the New Earth Union. The New Earth Union was founded after the Earth Civil War in the fourth millennium, in the 3000s. The Earth Civil War was against the God Emperor and God Empress and so forth. I could go on for hours about that, but these live streams are only about 30 minutes a piece because I just don't have time at the moment. I wish I did, but 3 jobs, life, I have a baby on the way. 30-minute live streams every couple of weeks. I'll try to do a couple a week for now. In the future, I'll try to do more until I, have more time. But mostly these live streams are tests, and until I get, better equipment, better cameras, and tests to make sure I'm doing it right, to make sure, just to get better at live streams practically, and to get there so I stop procrastinating, and so I lose the, let's say, the hesitation of doing things, especially when it comes to Starvinity. I am going to share Starvinity as much as I can. I should have a long time ago, but there's lots of things that happened in my life, and of course 2020 kind of made everybody, it messed up a lot of people, especially creatives, except it messed up everybody. 2020 was a horrible time for a lot of people. 2021, it was still kind of 2020. 2022, people were finally getting back to normal, and that's when I had other stuff happened in my life. Very, very busy with babies and stuff and so forth, starting a family, But Starvinity will get better, bigger and bigger and bigger and better and better. But let me go back to the North Union. So that's the second power. Started after a civil war, from fragments of the Earth, free Earth colonies, so forth, of different groups. The North American Union, United States, the Asian Union, China, Japan, Russia, European Union, African Union, South American Union, so forth, India. All these different countries and colonies of those countries, the colonies, became the North Union, and any Earth government people that were able to escape at that time, after the God Empress and God Emperor were able to defeat all of Earth's forces and conquer Earth and create their empire. So the North Union are the fragments of that, and in the seventh millennium, which the main storyline of Starvinity occurs in the seventh millennium, at least the main points of it, the seventh millennium, mostly in the 6000s. The 6000s, like the early 6000s, I think. I'm pretty sure early 6000s to the mid 6000s, like 6100 to 6500, if I remember exactly correctly. I'm pretty sure it might be 6200 to 6500. But I created and I kind of forget a little bit. You forget when you're making a storyline that it exists over billions of years. Plus you have family life, plus it's in the morning, so on forth and so forth. But Starvinity's storyline goes across billions and billions and billions of years. But the main storyline consists within the seventh millennium. So the New Earth Union is a coalition, let's say, or a union of these various states who are somewhat autonomous, mostly autonomous, and have their own rules and laws within their own borders, but they are a union, and the union has like a unified army, but each group has their own armies. There's the New African, the United States of New Africa. There's the New United States of New America. There's the New People's Republic of New China. There is the Bromerian Alliance, I think, the Altarian Federation, the Visker Hegemony. There's the all kinds of, there's hundreds and hundreds of different groups. There's the Nova Coalition and some trade guilds, so on forth, so forth. There's a lot of different groups and alien groups. And after the New Earth Union was formed, because New Earth, they created the New Earth. They created a disk world. At least I think I'm defining that right. Just a flat Earth disk, technologically, that replicated the looks of old Earth continents, and that's where the main government of New Earth is. On New Earth, there is and various civilizations that were defeated by the Holy Duality and their dominion. Many groups who were defeated by them have joined the New Earth Union. And because New Earth Union was founded by humans and was the first ones, they just kept the name out of respect. All these alien civilizations, they would still have respect. Any sentient beings would respect those who, most of them would. I mean, there are, of course, alien groups who don't respect, as there are groups of humans who don't respect each other. But those alien groups that did join the New Earth Union allowed them to keep the name the New Earth Union, because it's New Earth, it's a new hope, it's a new idea, a new path forward. So the New Earth Union and the Holy Dominion are the two main forces. The Holy Terra and Orion Eternal Dominion versus the New Earth Union. That are the two main empires. Well, the New Earth Union is not really an empire, but civilization, the main power in the galaxy. But there is also a hidden power. The United Free Republics of Earth. They're free, and they're hidden. At least for the I won't tell. But those are I guess if you're watching the whole live stream this far, you've probably already will have read my books by then. anyone who is actually going to watch this entire thing is going to be in love with Starvinity. So yeah, the United Free Republics of Earth is a major power too. So it's a conflict between these three powers, mostly. I mean, of course, there's other groups and other situations and the supernatural and so forth and so forth. But those are the three main human powers in the Milky Way in the 7th millennium AD. But I will stop this live stream because it's 30 minutes. And I'm saying I'll stop these live streams about 30 minutes in the beginning. I'll probably do in the future hours and hours, but we'll see. I have lots going on right now in my life, and I have to prioritize family first. Family always comes first. But my friends and my fellow sci-fi fans and acquaintances matter too. You matter too. And my work itself, like, you know how even George Lucas said his the characters he created are his children too. And it's kind of true. Anyone who has written or created a universe, what you've created becomes very important to you. Very important. And that matters too. So if you're creating your own universe and your own stories, you know, spend some time, continue to discover those, continue to share those universes. I'd like you to share it right here in the comments and let me know what you've been inspired by, what is currently inspiring you, and all kinds of things about your universe. I'd like to hear everything about it. But until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful week.